Hey guys, what's up? And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what ruined the Call of Duty franchise. If you don't know, I've been a Call of Duty player for the last 10 years, the last 3 being very heavily invested into the competitive scene, so I like to think that I can give perspectives on both being a casual player and a competitive player on why the Call of Duty games for the last few years haven't been very enjoyable for the community. This is based off my personal experience, and I know not everyone will have the same opinion as me, but I think I can speak for a lot of us when I say there are tons of issues in these games that have really ruined the Call of Duty experience for us. I don't want to be someone who complains about the games that I play because, video games are supposed to be fun and you're supposed to enjoy them. But I feel like it's really important that I talk about this because it really bothers me to watch my favorite franchise that I've been playing since I was a kid fall apart in front of my eyes. With that being said, I think it is best to start this off by talking about the beginning, which would be the launch of the games. I don't expect games to come out on launch day being absolutely perfect, but the game should at least be able to run properly. And I don't know about you guys, but I remember when World War II came out, you couldn't even play the game for I think the first month of the game, you would constantly get disconnected, constantly have playlist updates, kicked from the middle of games. It was just really bad, always in queues. I have never experienced such a bad launch in my whole entire time of playing Call of Duty. World War II was just really bad. I don't want to chalk that up to all of the Call of Duties, but I just do remember World War II being that bad. I know since then that Call of Duty has definitely had better launch days since then. Even now in the present, they've been way better than that. But for me, that still doesn't excuse the game being a buggy mess, especially in the beginning stages of the game when you've had 3 years to work on a game before, obviously before Sledgehammer came along. It was a 2 year cycle. After they were included, it became a 3 year cycle. So to have all that time to make a game and it's still coming out to be a mess is not okay. They have all this time to work on the game and it still just comes out incomplete with nothing, no content, anything. It's really saddening, honestly, that you pay $60 for a game and it honestly just feels like you're playing a beta for the game or maybe even an alpha because it's just not good. I don't want to pay $60 for a game and then not even get the content that I paid for. It's really annoying. I personally don't make a lot of money, so when I'm saving that money to buy a game and it's incomplete, you can see why that would make me hate the game a little bit more. Like I said earlier, being into the competitive scene and everything, and then the game being incomplete, we haven't had a league play implemented in the game on launch day since Black Ops 2. That was back in 2013. It's every year since then, we haven't had league play included in the game at launch. League play being in Call of Duty is a big thing for me because that is where I get my competitive fix when I'm not doing GBs or CMGs. It's more of a casual version of CMGs and GBs. So I really need that. I look for that when I'm buying a Call of Duty. When I'm ranking my Call of Duties, League play is one of the biggest things that it's important to me when I'm ranking them. The past 2 Call of Duties alone have ruined all the competitive drive I had for Call of Duty because in Modern Warfare, we didn't even get a League play. We got a CDL playlist, which was basically League play without the ranking. So there really was no reward for it. Then for Cold War League play, it came out super late. They pretty much just ripped the system out of Black Ops 4, which to me, if they're just taking the system out of a different game, why did it take so long for them to implement it to begin with? The matchmaking alone doesn't really make sense to me. The rankings don't really make sense to me. They don't really explain it very well either. And also, it just came out with the wrong rules completely. Things that were not supposed to be allowed in competitive were in League play, which just ruined my drive for it even more because it was late for launch and then it came out really bad when it finally did launch. After that experience with Cold War, I thought it would be a good idea to play pubs. Then I remembered why pubs was also a bad idea because ever since, I think for me, I stopped enjoying pubs once Black Ops 4 came around, maybe. It was just really different. I didn't really like the change. It was too different for me to like. But after a while, I got into it and it seemed to be okay. But then I went back and I played it the other day and I was reminded that there's things in games like Black Ops 4 and even Advanced Warfare where they decided to add loot boxes into Call of Duty, which was one of the biggest mistakes they had ever made because, they do it on purpose. They add extremely sought out weapons and supply drops that are locked behind paywalls that you have a very slim chance of getting without paying for it. And then when you do pay for it, you still don't even know what you're getting. And then they make them extremely overpowered. So it's like if you don't have the weapon, you're gonna get screwed over in pubs. Thankfully, that changed with Modern Warfare, which is a good thing that they did because that made me lose my mind so much in pubs when I was dying to something as stupid as like the Stingray in Black Ops 4, which was literally like an explosive dart gun. It was the stupidest shit ever. It just seems as though gun balancing has become less and less of a priority for them as time has gone on, which has obviously affected the way pubs have been when it comes to gunplay. For example, always having a two gun meta, which I hate. I hate having metas in games. I feel like if you're going to be adding content into a game and you're going to add all these guns, you should be able to use any of the ones that you want to and not have to worry about a two gun meta where everyone's only using two guns. That's extremely unfun, especially in pubs where it's supposed to be fun and like it's supposed to be casual. It's really hard to do that when you're just getting slapped by the two weapons that people use the most. Speaking of a two gun meta and having fun in pubs, that brings me to the point of skill based matchmaking, which, if you've been playing Call of Duty anytime recently in the last couple of years, then you know that skill based matchmaking has really been fucking people like really hard. It makes it impossible to enjoy games with your friends because you're queuing with them and you're getting their matchmaking instead of what you would normally be playing at. It's just a bad experience. I'm not going to spend that much time talking about it. There are tons and tons and tons of videos on YouTube explaining the skill based matchmaking way better than I could and why it's so bad for the franchise. Another thing I think that I can say is bad for the franchise, at least for the community side instead of obviously Activision side, are the bundles in the store, which are actually ridiculously priced. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they're really expensive and you're not really getting that much out of it. And it seems like instead of fixing the game, they are too worried about making money and selling these bundles because I promise you, if there's anything wrong with the store, that shit gets fixed instantly. But when it comes to the actual game, the content of the game, or how the game runs, they're nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen, nothing at all whatsoever. You can just tell as the years have gone by that the passion for Call of Duty when it comes from Activision side is not really there anymore. You can definitely tell that in their line of work because when you're passionate about something that you're working about, you're going to give it your all. And I know that the devs have to follow rules and everything, so I don't want to completely blame them for that. I do, however, blame Activision for a lot of it because at the end of the day, they're the ones who are controlling what is and isn't going in their games. I honestly think that a lot of the problems could be fixed in the Call of Duty franchise if Activision would just open their eyes and realize that they have a franchise that has a lot of fans going on, and if they don't fix anything soon, they're not going to be able to keep the same player base that they've had that's been so loyal to them over the years. I personally think a good start would be firing people like Ashton Williams, which, if you don't know, she is a community manager for Activision who doesn't talk to the community at all, which is one of the biggest contributing factors of why Activision doesn't listen to their community, because if their community manager isn't telling them what the community wants, how are they going to know what we want? I believe that Call of Duty could be better again if they would just go back to their roots a little bit more, where the map designs were a lot more simple, where the lanes were simple, a little less verticality for games that are boots on the ground, if they actually were to take the time to listen to the community and actually get their ideas and feedback and incorporate them in the games. Using feedback and community ideas, I honestly think would be their best bet at saving Call of Duty, because with the route that they're taking now, I don't see it going any better than it is now already. Especially if they're going to be doing a yearly cycle of Call of Duty. I don't want recycled ideas. I don't want the same thing over and over again. And I don't want anything that's unenjoyable. When you're creating a game, your biggest tool that you have is your community that you're making the game for. So honestly, I don't know. I think that would be their best choice, but knowing them, that's that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. That's all I really have to say for now. With all that being said and done, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know what you agree with or disagree with. Maybe there's something that you think could be improved that I didn't bring up. Obviously, with this being my first video, I know things aren't going to be perfect, so if you have any recommendations, please also let me know those as well. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you don't like the video, please leave a dislike and tell me what you didn't like about it. That sums it all up. All my social media will be linked in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video.